Hi, this is Brandy with Zoom Roses back with another floral arrangement. Today we are going to do our Happy Sunflower Vase Arrangement, and this is using our Autumn Breeze pre-made bouquet from Zoom and our Fall Extravaganza combo box. So let's get started and talk about everything you're going to need. So first of all, any type of glass vase that's at the 7, 8, 9 inch gathering vase, this will work. You can get these at Dollar Tree or at any wholesaler. And I don't like to grid ones unless they have a super wide mouth. And especially with your greenery is going to create a grid down inside of the vase that the kids should be able to work with quite well. So our Autumn Breeze pre-made bouquet, greenery bouquet, has these beautiful cattails and preserved autumn leaves in it, which are going to give the arrangement a really nice look. And then we have 3 stems of our yellow Solidago. You have 3 sunflowers, 2 pieces of spiral eucalyptus, 2 pieces of our Leucadendron Safari Sunset, and then 2 of our red LA lilies. And all of this comes out of the Fall Extravaganza combo box. So let's get started first with our pre-made bouquet. These are wonderful because you really don't have to do much to them at all. You can fluff them a little bit once you cut them, and I like to measure them up against the side of the vase so that I know at what height to cut them. And then I just drop it right in. Now again, you might have it to where like all of the leather leaf is on one side. So sometimes I like to take it out, and if there's a few stragglers, I'll cut that, cut it a little bit shorter and put it in on the opposite side, just so there's a nice distribution. I'll take the cattails out for a moment. You can leave the fall leaves in for the time being if you'd like, or you can take them out and place them afterwards. I'll kind of show you what it looks like if we take them out for a moment. This will kind of help you to figure out where that longer greenery needs to go. Okay? And then you have the pittosporum in the middle, which can just kind of be stretched apart so that you can place flowers in between those. So now I have a really nice distribution of my greenery all the way around the vase. Okay? And again, you can always take it out and change it, but it is a pre-made bouquet, which makes it very convenient. It makes it to where you don't really have to mess with things. So let's go with our sunflowers first. So I like to tell my kids when I'm dealing with 3 focal flowers such as this, we're going to create a triangle. We want to make a triangle with these flowers, placing them at different heights. So I always like to, let's see where. I like to measure up against the vase just to make a decision as to where to cut it. You can always cut it shorter. You cannot make it longer once it's been cut. So I'll place one over there and then one kind of tall in the back. This is primarily a one-sided vase arrangement, which is a little bit easier for kids. That one's just a little bit too tall. So now I'm just going to cut about another inch off of it. See if I can get it. I don't want it to sink all the way down into the greenery. I kind of want it to set above the greenery. There's going to be a lot going on in this arrangement with the fall leaves. So I don't want it to disappear into the arrangement. Okay? So sunflowers kind of like to do their own thing. So they will move around as you make the arrangement. You're going to have to twist them and make them go in the direction that you want. But placing them in at an angle versus straight down the center of the arrangement is definitely going to help. Okay, so see, I have those in a triangle at different heights. Okay, now let's go with our Leucadendron, our Safari Sunset. So I think I said in another video that when you're dealing with two lateral items, if you place them in at the same exact height, they're going to look like bunny ears. So make sure that you place them at different heights. So this one I'm going to cut just a little bit shorter, take off any of the leaves that could possibly get down into the water, place it at an angle. Actually, I'm going to go over here with the shorter one. Let's see. And again, if you're putting things at an angle, they should rest on the side of the vase, not down on the bottom of the vase. And that's how you get that nice spread out look, is not putting everything down the center. Okay, so this one, I want it to be taller. So now I'm going to place this one over here. See? Just like that. I'm waiting until the end to put in my red lilies because they're so delicate. So I will need to leave a space for those. Now with your Solidago, this is to fill in the space in between. So I'm going to put one off to the side here. And then I'm going to put one a little bit further down in the front to fill in on the side of the sunflower. Oh, that sunflower was hiding. We don't want that. We want it to show its pretty face as much as possible. And then I'm going to take one more piece of Solidago and kind of put it in the back. Just like this. So now that's filling out very nicely. Okay? Let's put in our spiral eucalyptus. I like to take off anything off the bottom of it that looks kind of dead and dried. And again, if I've got one of these Safari Sunsets over here that's taller, I'm going to put one. I want it at an angle. Put it there. Now we're just giving it a lot of really pretty negative space, making the whole arrangement light and fluffy with all of these different textures. Let's see. We are going to put this one down over here. And again, we don't want it to look like bunny tails, so make sure that you're putting it at different heights. Okay? Again, I'm leaving space for my LA lilies. Now, with lilies, you have to be very delicate. They are very fragile and they can break. Take out the center, we call them boogers in our flower shop, because then they just make a mess. Now one of these LA lilies I'm going to put here in the front, as I do consider these a focal as well. Being very careful, grabbing the stem down at the bottom, not at the top, so that it won't break as I'm pushing it into the greenery. Okay, so you can see right there how it looks so nice there in the front and center. And then the next one we are going to make taller, and it is going to go right here, kind of in the center of the arrangement. All right, so now we have our red sunflowers placed. And now we're just going to use the autumn leaves in different spots to fill in. You want a nice pop of this red all around the arrangement, so you can cut this apart, and since it's dried, it doesn't necessarily have to be all the way down in the water, just as long as it's secure and it's not going to fall out. So you're going to want to find all the places where you need that pop of red and then stick those in. You can even put these on picks if you'd like, if you want to break it apart and put it on wood picks, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay. And then I want this one down the center. Tell your kids be super careful around these LA lilies. They do bruise and wrinkle and break very easily. Just like that. Now we're going to create a triangle with our cattails and fill in as well. Making sure that those stand up really tall above the flowers, just for that added height. Make sure that they're not at the same height though. Again, you'll get bunny ears. And the last one. This arrangement comes together very, very quickly because of that pre-made bouquet, the Autumn Breeze pre-made bouquet. We do have other pre-made bouquets at Zoom, but this one just happens to have those components that are great for fall arrangements. All right, and there we go. All done. This is a great arrangement for your kids to work on and practice, vase arranging, which is very difficult. And again, remind them, things are gonna move around inside the vase as you work with the flowers. It's okay at the very end. Go back through, pull things up and out because they'll start sinking down into the vase once you're working with all of those flowers. And if you end up having a lot of greenery and stuff floating around inside the water, what I'll do is I'll have one kid just pick up the entire arrangement very carefully, have the other one go dump the water and put clean water in there. You definitely always want clean water in your vase arrangements. I hope that you really enjoy making this vase arrangement. See you next time.